The day you truly believe in yourself, your life begins to change. Imagine this. One day, someone suddenly becomes incredibly rational. They begin to trust themselves. They no longer fear being alone. They stop making impulsive decisions or rushing into things. Instead of constantly focusing on other people, they turn their attention inward. Their mind becomes occupied only with their future, their goals, and the dreams they want to achieve. They make a firm decision to let go of their old self. The lazy, procrastinating, undisciplined, and negative version of who they used to be. If they continue down that path, there's little doubt they will become an exceptional person. Today, let's explore a fascinating question. Why does a person's life begin to improve in an almost irreversible way once they truly believe in themselves? The psychology of self-belief. In 1977, American psychologist Albert Bandura introduced the concept of self-efficacy, the belief in one's own ability to succeed. Bandura argued that people need confidence in their own capabilities to overcome the inevitable obstacles and unfairness of life. His research revealed something remarkable. When two people face the exact same situation, their response depends largely on how much they believe in themselves. People with high self-efficacy willingly choose challenging tasks. When difficulties arise, they don't give up easily. They stay persistent and keep moving forward. People with low self-efficacy, however, instinctively avoid situations that make them feel uncertain. The moment they encounter failure, they're far more likely to quit because a voice inside keeps whispering, "Maybe I'm just not capable of doing this." This explains why two people with nearly identical backgrounds can end up living completely different lives. The real difference isn't talent. It's belief. Why some people never give up. Have you ever met someone who isn't particularly gifted? They don't come from an extraordinary background. They don't possess exceptional talent. Yet they just keep going. No matter how many times they fail, they refuse to stop. On the other hand, you've probably seen people with even better opportunities and abilities who give up after the first setback. They immediately begin asking themselves, "Can I really do this?" Eventually, they stop trying altogether. Someone who doesn't believe in themselves may have all the necessary skills, but when the crucial moment arrives, they'll hesitate. Deep down, they've already accepted the possibility of failure. As a result, they never give their full effort. Meanwhile, someone who truly believes in themselves will keep trying, even if they aren't fully capable yet. They learn through trial and error. With every attempt, they gain more experience. Step by step, they become the person they aspire to be. The need for constant validation. People with low self-efficacy usually share one common trait. They depend heavily on external validation. A compliment makes them feel confident. A single criticism completely destroys their confidence. They search for their sense of worth in other people's opinions and relationships. They rely on instant gratification to fill the emptiness created by their lack of self-belief. That's why they often act impulsively. They can't wait because they aren't convinced they deserve something better in the future. But when someone genuinely begins to trust themselves, everything changes. They no longer need others to tell them they're capable. They already know they can succeed. They stop fearing loneliness because when they're alone, they're building the life they truly want. They also stop chasing short-term pleasure because they've learned to focus on something much bigger. They understand that temporary satisfaction can never replace lasting fulfillment. Action creates confidence. Self-efficacy doesn't just influence what we choose to do. It also determines how persistent we remain when life becomes difficult. When someone concentrates their energy on their own goals instead of being distracted by outside noise, their effectiveness increases dramatically. However, many people fall into the same trap. They wait. They wait until they're fully prepared. They wait until they feel confident. They wait until they feel stronger. Only then do they think they'll be ready to begin. But here's the truth. The greatest source of self-confidence isn't waiting. It's taking action. According to Bandura, the strongest source of self-efficacy is mastery experience, success you've personally created. Not watching someone else succeed. Not hearing someone say you can do it. But completing something yourself, no matter how small. Every time you accomplish something you once thought was difficult, your brain quietly updates the story it tells about who you are. I did it. The more often this happens, the stronger your self-belief becomes. Eventually, confidence stops being something you hope to feel. It becomes something you know. Change isn't a moment, it's a direction. You don't eliminate your lazy, discouraged, or unmotivated self through a single moment of inspiration. You don't wake up one morning completely transformed. Real change happens differently. You finish one task. Then another. Then another. Each completed action becomes another piece of evidence that you're capable. Over time, a new version of yourself begins to emerge. Many people think change happens in an instant. In reality, change is a direction you choose to walk every single day. The person we described at the beginning didn't suddenly become rational, disciplined, or confident overnight. Their life changed because, at some point, they stopped waiting. And started with one small action. Every completed task strengthened their belief just a little more. And eventually, that small belief transformed into an entirely new identity. The greatest victory you'll ever achieve is the victory over yourself. So start today. Conquer yourself one small step at a time, and every step will bring you closer to the strongest, most capable version of yourself. I am #emotional stopover, and I'm here to help you become a better version of yourself every day.